Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a few of the aluminum block petrol lighters that we recently acquired. And we've got all four of these fueled up. Had to clear the flint tube on a couple of them, or maybe just one of them, I don't remember now. I know this one needed the old degraded flint removed from the tube. These are all different styles of aluminum block lighters, and all equally as cool. Now, the reason that I've fueled these up is just to determine exactly how suitable these old wicks that are in these lighters are going to tend to be, whether they are going to be structurally sound to sustain a flame, a suitable flame that you would need in order to light up whatever it is that you smoke, your pipe, as it would be with this Cygnus pipe lighter. Of course, you could light just about anything else off of it as well. You can see that all the wicks are singed and looked used and are probably in different states of, I don't know if you would say degradation, possibly just stale, possibly contaminated with dirt, dust, carbon, flint, whatever else, and perhaps after such a long time of not being used, may be better off just to go ahead and put a new wick in them. But we'll go ahead and light these up and just see exactly how well they sustain a flame. It's a very small lighter with some sort of plastic snuffer, and that wick seems to sustain that flame just fine. Very clean. I can definitely see throwing this lighter in a pocket, especially a shirt pocket or jacket pocket, vest pocket, some sort of pocket on your chest, and it wouldn't take up a lot of room. Would be readily available, and like I said, seems to work just fine. Now, whether or not that wick that is in that little hexagonal shaped aluminum block lighter contains asbestos or not, that would be another story. And that would be a concern that if that's the kind of thing that bothers you, then you're going to want to go ahead and change those anyway. You probably saw the short on this lighter on YouTube, maybe even a little short video that I posted on Instagram or Facebook. And there doesn't appear to be anything wrong with the structural integrity of this wick, as it seems to be flaming up just exactly like you would want it to. Obviously, you could light a cigarette from the top of this, or placing a pipe below it, you can suck it down into a pipe. So while it is a pipe lighter, that doesn't necessarily mean that it would not work for lighting other things as well. This is a nifty little lighter, and I'm not sure about the marking on it. Looks like it may say Ames, A-M-E-S. Kind of trails off there at the end. But it looks like looks like A-M and then a partial letter and then the top of another letter. So Ames is just a guess. I've never seen one of these before. It's got this nifty little hex screw on the bottom for the flint spring screw, and a hex key built into the fill screw. So that's pretty nifty. Always nice to see these aluminum block lighters that have their own maintenance tools integrated into them. Flip up. And this wick looks like maybe it is not so keen to ignite that flame like we would hope. So maybe this one would definitely be a good prospect to go ahead and replace the wick. I don't know if it's just because of the contamination, how dirty it is. Maybe because it's such a narrow ignition area here, you're probably going to have plenty of opportunity for vapor lock to settle in. Looks like this pin, yeah, I've just pushed that back through with my thumb. That pin was protruding out a little bit. I had to remove this pin to remove the file wheel to clear the tube. And of course, every moment that I leave that snuffer open, it's less likely to light unless it truly is suffering from vapor lock. And maybe that's the case. So I would definitely say this is a candidate to change the wick, and a nifty little lighter nonetheless, with its drilled out windscreen, sort of a beak snuffer cap, and I hadn't had any time yet to really look any of these up. Still just in the analysis stage, trying to get a few of them running, but it's possible that this lighter, with it having a name marked on it, we might be able to find it on Toledo Bend or one of the other lighter websites where different vintage lighters have been cataloged. I like that one a lot. I like all these, but that one, for some reason, it's so tiny. I would really love it if that could become a dependable lighter. Very slim, wouldn't take up much room in the pocket. And then another one that is really cool, which I touched on in the unboxing video, is this Lord Oxford. It says patent pending, and Lord Oxford marked up above that. A little bit of a strange looking fill screw for an aluminum block lighter. Some obvious corrosion. Looks like rust. So I don't know if the fill screw is made out of some other kind of material. But it is just a plug. No tools or anything in it. And this is, I believe, the very first semi-automatic aluminum block lighter that I've ever handled. You see, the mechanism works very well and is pretty strong. Lit there on the second time. You can see the wick may still be a little bit of vapor lock going on with this one. We fueled it up on Friday before we made that other video, and I don't believe I topped this one off this morning, so there shouldn't be any fuel, shouldn't be wet on the wick or anything like that. And man, what a design. I mean, for you basically just to have your flint spring screw, your fill screw, and then the rest of this mechanism all self-enclosed. Pretty nifty. So I'll keep these fueled up and working. Probably go ahead and replace the wick in this one. We'll see how well this Lord Oxford continues to light. And I imagine I will leave the Cygnus in original condition, seeing as how it's going to go into my personal collection of Penguin Cygnus Petrol lighters. Now, I don't really see any need at this point to change the wick in this one. This lighter seems to light right up and do just fine. Makes me a little bit nervous capping or snuffing that flame with this plastic lid. Hopefully it doesn't burn it or melt it. But you know that you don't want to blow on the wick to blow one out, because then you're just going to singe and burn your wick more than is necessary. Cool little lighter with its integrated windscreen where you can see through to that cap. And like I said, we'll just see how well this one continues to work. And I'd say we're probably going to go ahead and change the wick on this one. This may be our first major project out of this group of lighters. Until next time.